update on this pantry. Seen a great hack online for getting rid of the pulp really easily from your pumpkins, and I used a mixer to get rid of it, and here was our pumpkins, all three. Hi guys, so yes, we had a lovely Halloween yesterday. It was a quieter Halloween. My mum was here in the morning and then she went home, and we just went round to like a couple of our neighbours with the little lad, and then the older two were able to go off on their own. So yeah, we just had a quiet Halloween, and today I am going to be doing up my budget for child benefit, so I'll show you that now. Hi guys, how's it going? This time it's actually a double child benefit payment. One of the measures that was announced by the Irish government was a double child benefit as a way of helping people to combat the cost of living crisis at the moment in Ireland. So we got a double child benefit. It's a one-off payment of the child benefit again. So in my house, the child benefit is €420 as I have 3 kids. So this month for November, I got double that child benefit. So I'm going to show you how we're going to budget it. So the first thing that we have got to do is to go to our month. So the first thing I'm going to do is decide my colour. So I'm going to go with purple. And I'm just going to put a square around child benefit. And I need to make sure I know what bills are coming out with that child benefit payment. So I'm going to go to my bills and direct debits and just check. So our next payment will be on the 9th of November. So I'm going to see what's coming out between the 1st and the 9th. So we have banking fees of €9 and we have car insurance of €52.18. And that is everything coming out in that period. We'll get paid on the 9th, so yeah, that's everything. So the next thing I'm going to do is highlight then those direct debits so that I know that they are covered with this paycheck. Then I'm going to just add them up. So we have €9 plus 52.18, and that is 61.18. So I'm going to be rounding that up then to 65. I would normally round up to 70, but as I'm not going to be dealing with cash for this paycheck, 65 is perfect. Just going to highlight that there so we know that that is what that is for at a glance. We have our November goals. So the first thing I like to do when I know I'm going to the next set of goals is look at the last set of goals and see how we did. So, become debt-free apart from our mortgage. Absolutely. Did we put an extra 200 towards Christmas? We actually didn't quite. We ended up putting 150. So I'm going to write that in. But that's okay. Did I declutter the bedroom and the kitchen? I did. And did I lose £4? I actually lost £9. So that is my October goals. So let's have a look now for our November goals. Well, first off, one of the goals I really want to work on in November is to save some money for a family day out. And I'm not sure completely how much I want to save right now, so I'm not going to put an exact amount in there. But the idea I'm thinking is something seasonal. So it is going to be probably at the end of November / start of December. So I'm thinking maybe something to do with Christmas. So that is going to be one of our goals. And how are we going to achieve that? We're going to put some child benefit and extra income towards that. Then our next goal is going to be saving towards Christmas. I want to save an extra €300 towards Christmas, so at least, if not more. And we're going to do that the same way as here. Do a little bit each day until it's gone. And then also it is to lose. Now, so they are my November goals. So now moving on to our paycheck. So this is the child benefit payment. Our income is child benefit and it's a double, getting €840. So then we have our bills and direct debits. So on the 1st of November we have banking fees and that is €9. And on the 7th of November we have 52.18. So we're going to round that up then to €65. Now I'm going to put this next payment into cash envelopes, but we're actually not going to pay for it in cash. It is actually an unusual expense. So usually my husband pays for oil, but he's been struggling as well to save for oil as the prices increased. So instead we decided we would put my payment of the extra child benefit towards oil. So this is going to go into cash envelopes, but it's not cash. So okay, so then we're left with €355. So my two big things that I really want to save for this paycheck is our family day out and also Christmas. So I am going to be putting 155 towards that and then the rest towards Christmas. Now I do have other things coming up this month that I am going to have to try and put some money towards too, like birthdays, but really I have to prioritize those two at the moment. So that is 355. We do not have any more debt payment. So this may look a bit confusing, but I think I want to track it here as well. So this is a husband's payment. So I'm not going to track it on the end of the budget. But basically 240 is going towards savings every month, and then anything we can save on top of that all helps save up quicker. So this is how we're going to start saving our increased emergency fund. So now our income was 840, bills and direct debits was 65, cash envelopes was 420, and then our sinking funds were 355, and that is zero. So update on this pantry is it is all being cleaned out, it just needs a wipe, but I am now just taking out these screws. I'm just using the drill to get them out. I've loosened them, if you can see, so I just need to get them out. So now that's out, they were just held with Phillips screwdrivers. And I'm now going to put this shelf up, probably about here, just so that it is at least one shelf in the cupboard. So yeah, I'm going to leave a bit of room. I want it to be enough room for maybe 1 or 2 cans stacked. And hey presto, we have a shelf. The laminate is kind of gone here, so I'm probably going to stick another one on it. I'm thinking I might cover the whole lot in something, maybe some self-adhesive kind of laminate, but yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. It just needs a bit of a clean now, and I can start putting stuff in here and then hopefully we will get a few more shelves in. It was great fun trying to get this in. It had to be kind of hammered in with a mallet because it's not going to go anywhere. But it's level, I checked it, so score. So this is it all filled up. I just put some spices and things like that here before we're ready to use them. We're just about ready to use a lot of these because I've run out of some of them, but other things I've just gotten for a video, so I'm just going to keep them there until we need them. And then we have chickpeas and all sorts of cupboard staples over there, and we just don't need to keep all of those in the kitchen. So I've loads of room in the middle for me to put extra stuff. This will come in really handy as we're coming up to Christmas now, because I'm going to start buying extras of things just to have set aside. And I'm planning on creating another cupboard, or another shelf, sorry, and that will be for like flour. I just haven't decided what size container I want to get, so that will decide what height to have this shelf. And I'm going to probably be buying some MDF or something like that, and I will again cover it in the contact paper. And then at the very bottom, I haven't cleaned that out yet, so excuse the mess, but I'm going to be putting in like electricals that I don't use very often. So I actually have a stand mixer that I really don't use very often. It's not a KitchenAid and it doesn't turn like a KitchenAid. It's just a cheaper stand mixer, but I don't want to throw it out. It does still work, so I'll put it in there. And we've like a soup maker, and we have just a few other little bits, an extra slow cooker. So I'm going to put all of those down there, and I may even create like some sort of door or something like that. I'm not sure, or maybe even a lift lid. I haven't decided yet, but I'm hoping to get another 2 shelves at least here. It's quite a tall cupboard. I have to tidy the top of it up. It's got like old books, and it's got loads of egg cartons that the kids use for collecting eggs, and they are memory boxes from the kids being babies, but that can become another shelf to store bits in. I probably will keep the eggs up there, the egg boxes, and maybe make a bit more room for recipe books, something like that. But yeah, definitely this will be food. This is eye level for me, so it's perfect for this kind of thing. And then flour, as I said, and then I'm thinking like larger things like that comes into the house for Christmas, like boxes of crisps and things like that, can go in this bottom shelf, and then at the very bottom can be the electricals. So yeah, that's the plan, but I'll keep you updated because I am so excited to have this pantry come together. Hi guys, so it is Friday today and we are off out the house, all of us, and I am going into town. I need to get a new kettle. Our kettle is leaking everywhere. We just don't seem to keep kettles too long in our house. With limescale, so whoop, the radio started. So yeah, I'm going to get a new kettle and hopefully find a clothes area that heats up to dry clothes a bit quicker without using the tumble dryer. And yeah, I'll bring you along with me. So this is the kettle I went for. It just was the best value. I didn't really want a black one because I usually have a cream one, but Yeah, this was the best value one. I don't like getting the cheapest ones because they just don't last, so hopefully this one will last. It was €35. And then you see me looking at all the storage boxes. I really liked the look of that big one, and I might get it one day. But for now, I thought that these would be fine for what I need them for. So they are 3.35 litres. Basically, you probably can't really tell, it's hard to tell, but that should hold a bag of flour, and that's kind of my thinking. I want them for flour. I already do keep my flour in Tupperwares, but I want to have them for extra flour because I want to store them in that pantry that I've made. So I thought I'd get two so that I have one for self-raising and one for plain, or if I wanted to get whole wheat flour or whatever. So I liked the idea of the bigger one because you could probably fit multiple flours in there, but I think this might be more practical to have them separate, so we'll see. And then the other thing I got is an under-door draft excluder, and I want to put that in my utility room. Now the only issue is actually there's actually air getting in from the top as well. So I'm going to see if I can put some kind of foam or some kind of seal at the top. So if it doesn't go though onto the utility room door, if it's not good enough, I'll put it in against the sitting room door. This was €10. And these, sorry, were €9. They were like $8.90 or something. So this was €10, and it's just a bit of foam, if you can see there. So I want to see how well it works before I decide whether or not to get more of them. But if it works really well and it's not too annoying going over the floor, I might get some more. Maybe one for the sitting room, because that's where our stove is, to keep that heat in. But our biggest problem is the utility room, basically. So this is the utility room, and this is the door into the kitchen. And you can see there's like a gap at the top, and then there's obviously a gap at the bottom as well. These walls are really thick because this was an extension that was added onto the house. It's not a very good extension. I have concerns that maybe it has no foundation. If you can see, there's a crack along there. So yeah, I don't think it's been done very well. But even like around the edge here, there's a gap. If you can see there, like it's just really, this should have been a back door, I think. And they've just stuck, like the previous owners just stuck a normal door, and it's just not fitting very well at all. But because this was the outside, this room is very cold. It just wasn't insulated, and it's just too small to probably insulate now. Like the width is about 1 meter and a bit, so like it's barely got enough room for the fridge and the oven. So when we eventually do our kitchen extension, we'll do something with this, and we'll put in a better back door probably. We might even knock this wall and put a better outside wall. But yeah, that is the plan. So yeah, I'm just trying to kind of get the heat to stay in the kitchen as much as I can, because it just seems to go straight out through that door, and it's just gone then because that insulation is so bad. So yeah, there's like holes the whole way around the door. So we've contemplated putting a back door in and properly sealing it up, but I don't know how practical that would be for everyday use, because that is where our oven is, where our fridge is. So yeah, in an ideal world, that would have been opened up and it would have been a lovely bigger kitchen. But I don't know. I think it was slapped onto the side of the house there, but because it isn't part of the main house, it was fine to buy like that. But our plans eventually with this kitchen is to extend it and to bring this back wall out into the garden a bit more. Probably only by a few meters, maybe I don't know, 4 meters out that way, and put some lovely Velux windows because this room is quite dark a lot of the time. But yeah, we're hoping to cash fund that, so it'll be a while down the road. But yeah, that's our plans eventually. So I'm trying to think of little ways to make the heat stay in the kitchen a bit more, because at the moment it is probably the coldest room in the whole house, apart from obviously that room, because that room's got no insulation, but you wouldn't generally be hanging around that room. It's grand for just the appliances in there, but yeah. And then we have an issue with dampness in that room as well, because there's no insulation and it gets really bad in the winter. So we have a dehumidifier in there and it's on a lot of the time. But yeah, I hate that room. I hate it. But we just have to make do with what we have for now. Got little man to go get his hair cut and he ended up getting cake. What a hairdresser's.